Welcome to the Insurance Stream. I'm your host, Abe Bowling. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Great to be with you. Today, we're going to follow up on yesterday's episode. Yesterday, we did a SWOT analysis talking about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, we're going to jump into what do we do with a SWOT analysis on today's 5-minute insurance meditation. So, we did the SWOT analysis. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. We know what kind of opportunities we have in front of us. And we know what threats there are. So, what do we do with this information? So, number one, we want to focus on improving our strengths. So, the strengths a company has, that forms the foundation of your agency. And, there's other aspects of the business that are built upon those strengths. So, improving the strengths that are already in place and recognizing what those strengths are, it builds upon the competitive advantage that your agency, brings to your customers, it brings to the market. And these resources have the greatest opportunity of yielding profit and competitive advantage. And, they should be emphasized and acted upon first. So that's number one. We're going to work on improving our strengths. Number two, we want to reduce the weaknesses. So without an understanding of the weaknesses of your agency, you can never make any improvements. However, when we understand the weaknesses present, we can begin to reduce those. So, minor improvements over a period of time can produce major results in working on your weaknesses. So, we know what to do with the strengths. We know what to do with the weaknesses. Now, what about opportunities? So, we want to capitalize on all opportunities that are available, right? We should place emphasis on market opportunities that fit well within the resources that our business already has, because those have the greatest prospect of producing growth and profit. So capitalizing on market opportunities can propel your agency to much higher levels of profitability. So, if you're looking at a new line of business to sell, or you're looking at a new carrier to bring on, that's kind of your low-hanging fruit, right? Because you already have the infrastructure, you already have the licenses, you already have, probably agency management system. You have all these things. And, if you can focus first on your market opportunities that fit well within what you're already doing, then that's the easiest way to make more money and capitalize on those opportunities. Okay, so we went through strengths, we went through weaknesses, we discovered opportunities. Now let's talk about the threats. So we want to minimize the effects of the threats. So potential threats should be reduced as much as possible. We want to work on developing plans that counteract any threats. So when you look at a threat, rising interest rates, maybe we don't take loans right now. Maybe, we in our agency, we had a busy season and a slower season. And, for the first couple of years that we had, higher expenses, payroll, different things like that, we would go through and we would take a loan to go through literally the wintertime. And what we ended up doing eventually is we got a bonus from our premium finance company, and we paid off that loan. And then instead of making a payment on a loan, we would take the amount of money that we were paying on that loan, and then we would set it aside into a savings account. So, that with high interest rates, that's a huge thing right now, right? We don't want to be paying these humongous interest rates. So that's just one example of how you can go about, minimizing the effects of these threats. But you want to go through your whole list and you want to say, okay, what can we do about these threats? Now, some of those threats are going to be beyond your control, but that doesn't mean that you should conduct your business with a blind eye towards these threats. You should be, you should be aware that they exist. You should be doing as much as you can to minimize them, and then, you should be taking action. So, utilize your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. Get all that stuff written down. Utilize that list to do something about what you want done with your business. And that has been today's 5-minute insurance meditation.